Yo, what's going on, guys? We've got a guide here to macro the new Halloween event, not the Infinite, but the actual event. We're going to be using Hadjon. We're just using any DPS unit. They don't even need to be high DPS, they just need to be able to avoid boss attacks and not be stunned, and have a nuke. So I'm using Hadjon. Sukuna, he can take damage, so I'm not using Sukuna. Toru. Toru is needed. He doesn't need a trait, but you just need Toru in your team. Senku, gold trait helps. Robin, Excalibur helps. And then these two pumpkin units from the new event, which is really easy to get. Mini Lantern, Mini Carver. These are the two that you want. There's another one called Pumpkin Overlord. This one just increases the chances for Hu Tao and Death's drop chance, which is already really low, so this one's pretty useless. But these other two, this one increases your unit drop chance, and this one increases the item and material drop chance. And they're both 10 placements, so it's 20% for this one, 20% for the other one. You're probably wondering why I'm including these in the team, if this is for actually macroing the stage to get the currency. But if you go into the Infinite and you literally let yourself die one time, you'll be able to summon twice. And if you didn't know, on these banners, the exclusive pity shares across the banners. So on this banner, which is Moonlights, I've got a lot of Moonlights, so if I just summon one last summon for 99, now my pity is at 299. If I switch the Halloween banner and I summon a single time, I can get one of the guys instantly, and all I had to do was summon once. So just do this until you get the Mini Lantern, the Mini Carver. The Pumpkin Overlord is useless. For artifacts on Toru, you're going to want the Curse Book. The Curse Book is from the Chainsaw Man event, and if you don't have this, then go get it. I don't know why you're playing this if you've not done Chainsaw Man event, but go get this, get Divine Wrath on it, and its cooldown is 10 seconds. It's overpowered. Hadjon, I don't have any artifacts on him, but bring Antique Hearing if you're going to use them. On Hadjon, use the Antique Earrings just to give his nuke more damage. And then the other ones don't matter. If you want, you can bring an Ancient Artifact on both of these guys so they have one more placement, and then it's 22% from each instead of 20%. And you can bring Midas Artifact on Robin to reduce her cost. One more thing is this event is, the way it works, there's 5 bosses, which is the Gorosei, and they can spawn randomly around the track, and the map is pretty large. So you can't just have one unit that reaches the whole map, apart from someone like Aki. Aki is actually really good for this, but he's not immune to stun or boss damage, so he just ends up dying. Same with Sid. If you use Sid, his nuke obviously does a lot of damage, a lot more than Hadjon's, but he's not immune to stun or boss attacks, so he just dies. Another thing is the Egghead event has 50 acts, and you can go all the way up to Act 50 and then do Act 50. The only difference between acts is the drop chances. You can see they're really low, and if you go in Elder, they're still really low. If you go all the way up to Act 50, every single act, it's plus 100% chance. So 0.02 just gets doubled. And it adds 100% for every act. So by the end, at wave 50, you'll have a plus 5,000% chance of getting these artifacts. But the thing is, the artifacts you can just buy in here, the Halloween shop. You can just buy all the artifacts. So the only reason you would actually go high on the acts on this is to have a chance of getting Hu Tao and Death. And if you're doing that, you should probably just kind of watch over your screen. But if you just spam Act 1 of this, it gives a lot more currency than if you do the Infinite method, but obviously you need good units to do this. So the Infinite method on the Halloween event up here, this is for like beginners, or I don't know, it's like a lazy macro, it doesn't take much effort. This one makes a decent amount more, but you need to actually set up the macro. So let's start. Once you're in, just choose super fast waves and then start. We're going to farm up at first. Unit manager open. Farm, place our Toru as soon as we can and turn his auto on, because we just want to get these bosses' health to just go down as fast as possible, because I mean, it doesn't really matter, but we'll turn it off around wave 40 because this is a 50 wave game mode, and then we'll put Hadjon's nuke on auto so that it pops and kills the bosses, because they'll have like 2 million health because it'll just keep halving until Hajon can finish them off at the end. And if you're going to go high on this, if you're trying to get Hu Tao and Death, then I would just use the Overlord one that gives them more chance, and then I would just go higher in the axe. So just instead of doing this and replaying the stage, do it and go to the next stage, and just keep doing it. And then if you start losing, change your strategy. But honestly, you can't really lose with Toru, because he's going to half their health constantly, no matter what. So all that's going to happen is each act, he's just going to half one more time, and it'll be the same as the last act. So unless you're on a very, very, very high act, then you'll probably be fine. Even on the high act, I think you'll be fine. But this is just Act 1 replay guide, so I'll speed up now once I place my Hajon, and then I'll be back at wave 40 where I'll turn off auto on Toru and I'll use Hajon's ability. This is a bad guide. I forgot to place these guys. As long as you place them sometime before the game ends, it's fine, so place them late, doesn't really matter. Just make sure you get all of them placed down. They're 10 placements each, so remember that. Make sure you have every single one placed down. There we go. Now I'll be back once we're at the end, and I'm turning off Toru's ability. Gonna turn it off now before it pops another ability, and then I'll use Hajon's ability. Doesn't work, just put it on auto and then it'll use it when it's able to. And we want it to use it before wave 50, but if that doesn't happen, then you're just going to have a slightly delayed run. As you can see, we beat it in 3 minutes and 20 seconds and we got 36,000 Halloween coins. To compare this to the Infinite takes 2 minutes and you get 5,000. 5 to 6,000. So you're getting an extra 30,000 for doing an extra minute. So you should get only an extra. You would only get an extra 3,000 if you were to do another minute of the Infinite, but another minute, putting it into a different game mode, which is this one, you get 36,000. So this is definitely a better game mode if you're grinding for Yoruichi. I'm not sure his name, but the Guardian Pity guy. He is the best unit in the game by far. So I would definitely recommend going for him, and this is the fastest way to get him. So that's the end of the video. Thank you.